Hello everyone and welcome to SBCodes. Today I am going to make sorry. Today I am going to make a new video on array. That is, our topic will be insertion of an element inside an array. Okay, how to insert a particular element, for example, say it is n, how to insert this element inside this array. Okay, we will discuss this today in this video, so watch it till the end to know it very clearly, to know the concept very clearly and how to do it, so that you can write the code in your own language, means in your own way. Okay, just the way of doing is very important. First, our point of discussion will be that an array has a fixed fixed size. An array has a fixed size, like that, not like that, means an array has a fixed size. Okay, jokes apart, the array has a fixed size. That means you cannot increase the size while inserting an element. But our basic concept says that if we insert something in a fixed length, so the fixed length will not be fixed anymore, it will increase, obviously. But in case of this program, we will imagine that our array, or the number of elements entered inside the array by the user, will be less than the total size of the array. So size, maybe we will declare 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So I have just made few divisions and this comes out to be 13 divisions I made. 13 boxes comes out of this array. So obviously number of elements which the user will enter will be less than this. That we have to assume, otherwise this program cannot work. Okay, because array size is always fixed, you cannot increase the size. Okay, otherwise again new array you have to make. So for this program, this inserting an element in an array, this is only possible when the number of elements entered by the user is less than the total size of the array we have declared. Okay, in many ways you can also do it, like you can declare the size as 50 or 100 for safe side, obviously, because 50 or 100 elements someone will not enter. He or she will enter 10 20, approximately 25 30, something like that. Okay, not more than that. So but here, just to show you, for the sake of convenience, I have just taken a array size 13. Okay, now let's enter few elements. Let's go. Let's enter few elements into this. 10 10 20 30. This little zigzag pattern is going on. Keep it here. 40. Then we will go for 50, 60, 70, 80. Just random numbers I'm entering. Sorry. Yeah. 80, then 90. You can skip this part, save time. Wait, takes little time to enter this. Then 100 maybe. Then I cannot go more than that. Let's not go more than that. 11, 12, and here here 30. No, 30 we gave, 35. Okay, let's go. So this is an array which I have entered. Oh, sorry, this shouldn't be like that. This shouldn't be all full. Few empty spaces should be there. For example, I have taken an array of 1 2 3 4 5 6, up to 60 we will take. Okay, up to 60 let's take. So we have taken an array. We have assumed that I have declared an array of size 13, and which has 13 rooms or 13 empty spaces, and I have told to enter the user few elements, and we will assume that the means for this program we will assume that the person has entered only 6 elements inside the array. So the point here is we cannot say, we cannot just do dot length function and we can find out the length as 6. We have to ask the user what is the length of the array, because if we just use the function then it will return 13. Okay, so for that we have to just enter, we have to just ask the user that how much the length of the array is. So he will give us 6, the number 6 he will give, because 1 2 3 4 5 6 elements are present here. Okay, now I think this much is very clear, that we will just ask the user to enter few elements that will be less than the total size of the array we have declared. Okay, and the size or the number of elements he has entered or she has entered, that also we will ask to enter. Okay, number of elements is 6. Acha. Then we will ask obviously which element you want to enter into this array, insert into this array. Maybe he gave us a number n, maybe he gave us a number n to be entered in this array. Okay, and then we will ask where you want to enter this position, means tell us the position. That position he may give as POS, we will store it in this here. So for now I am assuming that the position is 3, means he wants to say that insert this n element in the third position. Now for the user, third position is 1 2 3 here, he wants n here, but for the array third position is 0 1 2 3 here. That problem we will discuss it later, how to resolve that problem. Okay, for our sake of convenience we will just, whenever the user will enter the position, we will just subtract 1. Okay, that is our position. Okay, that is our position of the array. For our sake of convenience we will just subtract 1, and then we will do further calculations, because we have the starting number from 0, but the user will not start from 0, he or she will start from 1. So this much is clear. So our target is to insert n at this position, at the position of, sorry, at the position of 30 here, and in this cell, the user wants us to enter the value n. Now how to do that? All the elements should be there plus n should be inserted. So obviously we have to make this space we have to make empty. We have to make this space empty, otherwise it will not work. So already I told you that we have many free spaces or empty spaces left on our right side of the last element of this element. Last element of the array also we have many spaces left, because the size of the array is huge, maybe 50 100 or something. So we have spaces on the right side. What we will do is, our simple concept will be just from this element up to this element. Let me rub this part. Our step or our concept will be, or our technique will be, from this element to this element, this third element, this 30th, where 30 is here, from the up to this cell to this cell. What we will do is, we will run a loop from the back side, and one by one we will keep the elements here. We will just shift the elements one step right up to here. So this space will obviously become empty, and we will just push n here after the loop ends. Just after the loop ends, means inside the loop we will just make space for the element to be inserted. Okay, after the space is created, this space will become empty, and in that empty space we will just insert our element. As simple as that. When we will write it, it will be much more clear to you. Let's start our writing part. Let's start. I am doing it in BlueJ for the sake of convenience. You can also use any other IDE like VS Code or Atom or anything else, doesn't matter. It will be the same as usual, same as mine mostly. Okay, so this part also you can skip if you know this things. Java.util.star Then class, our class will be insertion array. Okay. Then public static void main, a main function we need. Then object of scanner class sc is equals to new sc system dot in. Okay. Acha. Then we need an array. Which has to be declared beforehand. New int. Now, as I told you that the size of the array has to be fixed, so it has to be declared beforehand, and it will be much more greater than the usual size. When it not be 6 or 10 or 20. Let it keep it 50. Okay, it's a for safe side. We are just keeping it. Okay, then we will declare some variables like I for I loop we need, for the for loop we need I loop thing. For loop we need, then position we need, an element we need, and then the length of the array also we need. Done. Now system dot out dot print ln. What we need now, before entering the elements of array, we need the size of the array. So enter size of the array. The array size, I am asking the user to enter the size of the array, which we will store it in L. Sc dot next. Now here the problem is you have to believe the user that the user will enter the correct size. Otherwise we have nothing to do. Okay. The user will enter the correct size. Sorry, it is already defined. Now enter the size of the array is done. Enter elements of the array. Now we need the elements of the array. Here we need a loop. I is equals to 0. From 0 it starts. We all know that. Less than length, because from 0, so 1 less than length. We don't need brackets here also, because only single statement is here, so we don't need bracket. Sc dot next int. Integers will be declared here. For the sake of convenience, I just gave a 2 blanks. Okay, so here we are accepting the elements. Now what we need, we need the element to be inserted. Let's enter that. Enter element to be inserted. Enter element to be inserted. That is element, not that. Enter element to be inserted. N is equals to, in n we will store it next int. Okay. Oh, n is also defined. Oh god, this becomes an habit. Okay. Element is also inserted. That means element is only inserted. Then we have paste. Enter position, means index, not that position. Okay. Enter position. That is POS we have declared. Okay. Position. Whenever the position is entered, here only we will subtract 1. Why we will do that? Because our index starts, I have told you this before in the notes pad here also, that our index starts from 0, but the user will count it from 1. So whatever index he or she will give, we have to subtract 1. Okay, because this is the second position of the array, not the third position. So the user will enter 3, we have to get it as 2. That's why. Done. I think enter element to be searched and enter position, then enter size of the array elements also we got, everything we got. Now what the main part is, we have to insert. Now before inserting, we have to make space. We have to make space for the element. So what we have to do, we have to just make space for the elements. We have to shift all the elements to the right side. You have to shift all the elements till the position to the right side. I will be the last position. Last position means the size of the array is 6, so the last index is 5. That means last index means the length may be 6, so the last index will be 5. So index minus 1 or the size minus 1, that will be our last index. Then I should be greater than equals to position. From the last we are coming to the first, so that's why. Okay, position, we got the position, I minus minus, done. Okay, this loop runs from the last position of the array, last index of the array, till the position at which position the user has told to enter or insert the element, or till that. So from there to there, all elements will shift to the right side. So what we have to do is, right means I plus 1, right side, to the right side. If I equals to L minus 1 means what? I equals to L minus 1 means this cell. I equals to L minus 1. If the length is 6, then the last position is 5. So L minus 1 is this one. So M I is this one. M I plus 1 will be this one. M I plus 1. So what I wrote is M I plus 1 equals to M I. That means M I plus 1 is this one. I plus 1 is this one, and M I is this one. I wrote M I plus 1 is equals to I. That means this element will go here. And like this, when the loop continues, all the elements will shift one step right till the position. At the position also, that element also will shift right. So this position will become empty. There we will just insert the element. Here I am writing a comment that making the position empty means the position at which we have to insert the element, this loop will make that position empty. Then simply just enter at position, we have to enter the element, just enter it, done. Now just print the loop, copy, and here we will just paste it. So the array is ready. We will just print it. Here we will just write one line, one gap we will give, otherwise it's difficult to understand. Or rather, we will write one line. We will write, after inserting element. After inserting element, this is the scenario. Let's check this. Let's check it. Okay, let's check it. Let's say in the size of the array, we gave 6 elements of the array. What were the elements? 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 will also be there. 60 will also be there. Enter element to be inserted. What element we will insert? Let's insert 100. At which position? 1, 2, 3. For the user, this position is 3. So we will give 3. After inserting element, this should run. Oh, sorry. I forgot to print it, right? I just forgot to print it. That's why it's like this. Wait. Sorry. I just did that. That's why. Done. Compile. And now let's try. Size of the array is 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Enter element to be inserted 100. Enter position 3. See, at third position element is inserted. This element is not printed. Why? 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 6 element is already becoming. That's why that element is not printed. Here we cannot write like this. We have to write equals to. Now let's see what happens, because if we are inserting one element, so the size will not be now 6 anymore, it will be 7. Okay, or sorry, the size will be 6 only. Sorry, the size will be 6, but size will be 7, but the position number 6 will also be included now. Size will be 7 now, so obviously the index number becomes 6. Okay, because previously it was 6 we have given, so 0 to 5. Now it one more element we are inserting, so the size will be 7. That means 0 to 6. That means that 6th position will be included, otherwise the last position will not be printed. See, now we will do. Now 6, size of the array, then elements 40, 50, 60, 100, enter position will be 3. Now see, all the elements are printed, 10, 20, 100, and 1, 2, 3. Third position we are getting 100, and all the elements are printed. Done. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. What we have discussed is insertion of an element inside an array. First point to be remembered is this is not possible to increase the size of the array. The size of the array was previously 50, till now it is 50, but we have just used up to 7 spaces. Other spaces are left behind. So we have declared a big sized array, and large, okay, extra large, whatever. Then what we have done is we have entered, or we have asked the user to enter the size of the array. As soon as he has entered the size of the array, then we know that up to where we have to run the loop, from 0 to something, 0 to L. We got the value of L also. Then we have asked to enter the elements of the array. Then we have asked to insert enter the element to be inserted inside the array. Then we have asked at which position you want to insert the element. After this, at that position will not be empty. So we have to make space for that position. So what we did is, since we have many empty spaces on the right side of the array, or where the elements ends, after that we have many free spaces. Okay, so what we have done is, the last element will go to the just the adjacent empty position, and like this till the position, this position element all will shift one step right. That is done by this loop, using this loop. This loop runs from the last index of array. Okay, size was 6, so last index was 5, L minus 1, to the position greater than or equals to the position, and one by one each element is shifted right. I plus 1 means the 6th position, which is empty, it is stored with the ith position, which has 60 in it. And like this, all the elements till the position, the element at the position is shifted one step right. Then as usual, or simply just at the position, we have entered our desired element which we needed to insert, and then we have just printed the all the elements of the array. Now here the point is, when we enter an element inside the array, then the size of the array increases. Previously it was 6, now it became 7, so the index will be 0 to 6. So we have to include the size part. Okay, this will be less than equals to I, not less than I, otherwise the last element will not be included. Okay, so I hope I was able to share something with you all, and if you have any doubt, you can post it in the comment section, any positive, any negative, as long as it is respectful. Okay, so till then, stay safe. Thank you, and thank you for being there. Thank you very much. Bye bye.